Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm looking for a good time.
And I am here with Jabuzzoff. Welcome to Retrospective on the CBC.
Tonight, Haywood, we have a very special report. A retrospective on the first half-century of the planet Earth's encounter with Gillian Hadfield.
Indeed, Lucan, though it seems like only yesterday, it's been 50 years since Miss Hadfield has been on board. Our report will take us through a little bit of the history in an attempt to answer the big question, where did this little dynamo come from, and how did she get here?
Our story begins around Toronto, Canada in the early 1960s. Bobby Jones has the story.
I'm Bobby Jones, reporting for CBC Retrospective. It's 1960, and we are in the backwoods of Ontario, Canada with a surveying team. Apparently this is where it all began. That's Gillian Hadfield there with the surveying chains. And a few yards back, standing by the wagon, you can see Audrey Hadfield. She's bringing cucumber sandwiches to the hard-working men. Gillian and Audrey are the parents. And that wagon is where our story starts. The rest of the team, you see, slept in tents.
Thank you, Bobby baby. And now to Lorendry Decop in Oakville.
I am Lorendry Decop reporting for the CBC, from Oakville, Ontario. I'm talking with a former neighbor of Gillian Hadfield here on Chartwell Road, a Mr. Kelly. Good morning, Mr. Kelly.
Good morning, Lorenda. Nice to talk with you.
So, do you remember a little girl who lived here in the 1960s and who?
Stop right there. If you are interviewing me, you must mean Gillian. What a whippersnapper. Right from age 7. Shy kid, but you knew she was going places. Used to mediate all the disputes in the neighborhood. But, sorry, I gotta go.
Well, thank you, Mr. Kelly. Now we will head across town to another childhood home.
Hello. Did someone want to talk to me?
Hello there. Are you Joni McDougall?
I am.
Well, let's take it from the top. 3, 2, 1. Pick up. For CBC Retrospective, I'm Lorendry Decop. So, Joni, what do you remember about Gillian?
She used to always talk about how the lights from the street made cool designs on the ceiling at night.
Ahem. That's really interesting.
Oh, and that the hill in the front yard used to be so steep. Oh, and I should tell your viewers that the rubbish tip was not always there. That's new.
Thank you, Joni. There we have it. A gripping portrait of Gillian from people who knew her as child here in Oakville. I'm Lorendry Decop. Robert and Jill, back to you.
Thank you, reporter in the field. Of course, education plays a big role in forming a person, and that's as true in this case as any. We were fortunate enough to visit Gillian's high school and talk to folks about the mark she made there. Guest reporters David Letterman and Tina Fey have this chapter of the Gillian's life.
Looking at Haywood, today we are in Oakville, Canada at the renowned Oakville Trafalgar High School.
Yes, indeed. Trafalgar, by the way, is named after a famous battle. In London there is a whole big square named after it. Big deal, those old battles. But anyway, we are checking out the origins. Looking into the past. Trying to come up with an explanation, some evidence to back up the theories. Blah 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 blah.
And so we are checking out the school. Here's what we have found. This room up here is where Gillian learned chemistry.
And that one is where she learned algebra.
And that one is where she flirted and sent notes across the room to a secret Aunt Marie. This, by the way, is a scoop.
Do we have more?
No, Tina, I'm afraid that is it. New privacy laws in Canada prevent us from probing any more deeply. Still, I'm tempted to do a top 10 list.
Or a weekend update segment. School news. Okay, how about top 10 things Gillian learned in Oakville Trafalgar High School?
Oh, this just in. Not enough material for a top 10 list. Alas. Better go back to the studio.
Thank you, David and Tina. You done did good. At the end of that illustrious high school education, Hadfield went on to pursue her interests in marine biology in the Caribbean. David and Tina went there to continue the story. Thank you again for that great bit of reportage. Next stop, Hayward, on the Odyssey was Kingston, Ontario. No Speedo-clad gents there, I'm afraid. Our CBC reporter took a tour looking for traces of Gillian. Ooh la la.
Thanks, reporter, that was smashing. After Queens, our still little but not so young and innocent girl went west, to Stanford in California. The Golden State would never be the same. David and Tina toddled up to Palo Alto to pick up the tale.